Hello there. How are you? How are you? Thank you for being here. Welcome. I don't know if you came from the last session or you've just come in. In any case, feel free to say hi over there. It's so great when you interact with me. Don't feel so lonely in these times of isolation. But yeah, I understand that some people cannot actually give me a comment because they don't have an account. So don't worry if that's the case. And yeah, we'll just get on with this session. That's a little bit of stretching, and we'll end up with a little bit of going back to calm and a little bit of relaxation. Okay, so if there is any particular thing you want to stretch, or you feel like it's a bit stiff, or you want to work on, or you don't know how to work on, whatever it is, please do say so because it's so cool. Sometimes I remember once we had like a session on splits because someone was like, I don't know how to stretch those side splits. Whatever it is particular to you that you will feel like it could be very useful, just give me a shout over there, okay? And we're just gonna get started. And we're just gonna get started with a little bit of a lunge. So we're just gonna have this knee bend, okay? So if it's your first session, make sure you don't go too full on because we have just come from the Pilates session and we're a little bit warmed up. If you have been there, then you're great, ready for it. Otherwise, just take it gentle, so don't force it too much. And we're gonna have this leg crossed, okay, in front of the other one. And I'm just gonna release my weight forward. Now, if this is too much, I can bring my knee slightly more in. So or a little bit more out if I'm quite comfy there. And I'm just gonna breathe into that nice stretch. Very good. Yeah, so really opening that groin, letting all the weight take you down to the floor there. Nice work. Very good. Okay, and from there, I'm just gonna go a little bit up. So if I can sit up a little bit, I'm gonna stay there for a bit. Wonderful. Last breath. And then I'm going to bring this leg slightly towards the front. So I am sitting with one leg in a little bit of an internal rotation, the other knee opened. Hello, whoever's joined now. Hi there. And let's just have this elbow on the floor. Okay, and we're just going to go. So if this is enough, you're going to stay there with either elbows or hands. Now, if you want to deepen the stretch a little bit more, you're going to go all the way down to the floor. Okay, and you're just going to really breathe into all that internal rotation. Oh my God, so stiff. Very good. So really breathe into it. That's it. Wonderful. Yeah, let those arms be nice and broad. We're just going to do a little passive stretching first, and then we'll get a bit more active over there. Again, as I said, if you've not done the Pilates session before, be a bit more gentle, okay, because we're going quite full on, just because we've warmed up if you've done the session before. Very good. Okay, and now we're just going to go back to knees parallel. And I'm just going to have my foot up and I'm going to hold the outside of my foot. Okay, and then I'm going to try to reach. So I can just let that leg be nice and long towards the floor and just reach my leg a little bit towards the side and try to have my left shoulder on the floor. So don't go too far that you feel like you're going to collapse. Try to stay just in that spot where you can already feel the stretch, but it's not too much. Good. And breathing into that side stretch. Beautiful. Great. And let's come back in. Bring that knee right into you. So you're going to pull that knee nice and heavy towards your chest and you're going to release it. Good. And again, knee towards you. Very, very nice. And release. Trying to square those hips as much as you can. Knee towards you. Very good. And release. Last one. Beautiful. Nice. Now I'm going to have my leg a little bit higher towards the ceiling. Now my hands can go just in the back of my thigh, making sure I'm not locking my knee. So I'm not overstretching my knee. I have it quite long, but it's not overstretched. And then I'm going to pull my leg, spreading my elbows apart towards me. And then I'm going to press with my leg against my hands. So it's like there are two forces. There are my hands pulling and my leg pressing against them. When my leg comes towards me, my exhale, it's like my hands are winning. But now when I go out, my leg is winning. Okay, well, I need both forces. Yeah. So exhale towards you. Now press with that leg to get away from you. And again, let the hands win the battle. Exhale. Inhale, go a bit longer. If you want to point, you can point, but I'm not too interested in that for now. There we go. Last one. Great. Now we're going to stay there. And now, yes, we're going to do nice big circles with the ankle. So right, there you go, really getting all the mobility in there. And then we're going to go the other way around. So nice and wide circles through the whole ankle. Wonderful. And just release. There you go. Now, I'm going to have one hand on top of the other one. So I'm not interlacing fingers. I'm just going to have one on top of the other one. And I'm going to imagine my sit bones here getting super heavy towards the floor. So this is quite internal. I really need you guys to focus in here. So it's like the thigh bone, right? You see this thigh bone here, your femur is dropping down to the floor so that this bit here gets very heavy, the bum. Good. Now, my hands are in the back of my leg and I'm going to float my calf as if it was very light. And I'm going to let my thigh bone feel very heavy towards the floor. Exhaling, and then I'm going to let it go. And again. So I'm making sure my leg is vertical. So the drop happens vertically. It's like my femur is being very, very heavy towards the floor. And then I let it drop. So every time I feel like my quad muscles are sort of recruiting and wanting to do too much, or if I want to push the back, my hands with the back of my knee, I just imagine I want to melt all those muscles down into my groin and into my belly. Exhale. Very good. So super heavy thigh bone, super light calf, and let the belly spread. So if you look at my hands are barely doing anything. I'm not pushing against them. They are there just to support me, but they're not really doing anything because all happens right in the socket. Last one. Pull it right in. And let all that belly be heavy. Wonderful. Great. Knee right in again once more. And let's come all the way to the other side. Good. And maybe if you touch your hips, you might feel like it's a little bit warm if we've got into it. Great. So let's go to the other side, okay? So now we're gonna go to the left. So we start the whole series. So we're with this like in front, the other one is in the back. And I'm just gonna have my elbows and go for a couple of breaths in that position there. Very nice. Great. So really letting that groin open. Good, nice and deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath. Wonderful. Now we're going to walk with the hands if we can, and we're going to stay a little bit up here, trying to lengthen the leg a little bit more if we can, just to really feel the stretch in that back leg. Great. Nice. And then from there, I'm just going to bring this leg a little bit more forward. I've got one internally rotated, the other one externally rotated. And I'm just going to walk back. So again, if this is enough, you can be on your elbows or on your hands. Just stretching in that position. If you want to go a little bit deeper into it, you can go all the way down. Very good. Making sure you keep reaching your pubic bone towards your nose. Very good. Last breath. Nice. And let's go back to legs in the center. So I've got parallel feet. hip width apart. I'm going to lengthen my left leg and I'm going to have my right up. Now you remember you grab the outside part of your foot and you're going to reach that leg away from you, keeping the right shoulder on the mat. You can look towards the right side and stay in that nice stretch. So it's not too far, so you don't feel like you're losing your balance. Just as far as you can feel the stretch in all that side leg. Very good. Breathing into it. If it's a little bit bent, it's okay. Don't worry about that. Great. Last breath. Good. And coming back to center. That's wonderful. Now from here, remember that one we were doing. So there we go. So we were first bringing the knees towards our chest and releasing it. Good. And again, pulling it right in. Exhaling, relaxing. Very good. Inhaling, pull it in. Exhale out. Nice. Pull your elbows apart as you do so. Allow your heart to feel nice and at ease. Very good. Last one. Great. And now we're going to float that leg up to the ceiling. Hands are interlaced in the back of my thigh. I square my hips. Make sure both my bum cheeks are down on the mat. Good. And I'm just going to start to feel how my leg is pressing against my hands with my hamstring. And then my hands win the battle as I exhale, pull my leg towards me. Good. Now my leg wins the battle. Inhale. Good. Exhale, my hands. Pull the elbows apart. Inhale, leg goes. Very good. Exhale, so make it really fluid. Good. Inhale, nice and flowy. Exhale. Very good. Trying to keep the sit bone on the floor, guys. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Great. Now we're going to have, remember, one leg on top of the other one, not interlaced. And I imagine, again, I can put my hands on my knees. Imagine I'm making my femur, my thigh bone, super heavy towards my bum. I can have my hand here just so that I feel the weight of my bone. Good. Now this doesn't change. So the bone is super heavy. My hands go in the back of my legs. And I keep that very, very heavy thigh. And I imagine a very, very light calf. Like I've got an helium balloon underneath my calf. And I float it, allowing this bone to keep dropping down to the floor. And then I release it. Good. And again. Wonderful. This is quite a deep exercise. So it might not feel so understandable the first time you do it, but just keep trying to imagine that big weight, and I'm sure it will happen. There you go. So probably your knee will want to push. So it's quite important to think about the knee not pushing against your hands. Yes, 2 more. Let that belly be heavy and that thigh bone drop towards the socket. Last one. Great, wonderful, and relaxed. Let's just have both knees in for a second. And we're just going to do nice wide circles around. So I'm opening them, oiling that joint. Very good. So very nice and juicy. Very good. And the other way around. Cool, very nice. Inhale. Last one. Stay there for a second. So you're going to stay with your knees open. And you're going to try to pull them a little bit away from each other and relax. Because you're pulling with your hands away from each other and relax. And again, pulling them away from each other, relax. 2 more. Good, so use your arm strength and your shoulder strength there. Last one. Great, now we're going to have them a little bit longer. So if you've got a wall or something, you can even do it, if it's uncomfortable, you can do it on the wall. like with the wall here if you prefer, but you can also just do it here and stay there for a bit. Breathing into that side stretch. Very, very nice. And relax. Okay, good, 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 good. Let's come up and let's do our nice frog, okay? So this one I'd recommend you to do it on the wall. But I'm gonna do without the wall so that you can see me. But so if you're on the wall, your feet would be against the wall, okay? And I'm just gonna be here in my frog. So go for this one. Make sure you've got a 90-degree angle in your knees, sort of. So your bum, if it's a little bit higher, it doesn't matter. Most important thing is that we're not too close, not too far, just in that 90-degree angle. And I'm just going to stay there for a bit and breathe, opening those knees. And let's make this stretch a little bit more active, okay? So we're going to stay there for a bit and relax, and then we're going to do a little bit of contraction to make it a bit more effective. So we're going to contract in 20 seconds. What we're going to do is we're going to imagine we're pulling both knees together. So imagine your bum is probably going to come up a little bit. You're imagining you've got a string between both knees in the inside, and you're just going to squeeze them together in 20. So you're going to squeeze and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and keep the contraction, and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Relax. If you want to go with your hands down on the floor, you can. You can also stay in your elbows, whatever feels better. And now really let the groin open, because we're going to go for one more contraction. Actually, two more. It's really important, this stretch. So just really take the air into those tissues, allow them to open up. We're going to go for another contraction. And squeeze for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5. Squeeze the knees together. And 7, 8, 9, 10. Make your tail long. And 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Relax once more. And this is the last one, I promise. So relaxing into it, just really letting all those fibers extend. Very good. It's kind of good that you've got something underneath the knees, because we'll feel better. So hopefully you've got something comfy underneath the knees. And let's do last round, okay? So we're gonna squeeze knees together, pull the bum up. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, 7, and 8, and 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Really squeeze. 16, 17, 18, 19. Relax. Very good. We can go a little bit back and forward. Great, and now we're just gonna release that, and we're gonna have feet together. So we're gonna be on our forehead and just having the knees open and the feet just hanging there together. Stay in that stretch for a bit. Wonderful. Just letting them be as heavy as they can be. Good, and now we're gonna have the knees together, and we're just gonna let the feet go apart from each other, so they're like just opening a little bit, like little bounces, just to stretch that little internal rotation a bit. So 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. Good. There you go. Wonderful. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. Last one. Good. Very good. And release those knees. Nice. I'm just gonna stay there for a second. So opening your, sorry, because this is like in the middle. There you go. So just opening your arms nice and wide. Opening your legs a little bit more in a little star. I'm just gonna think of all the weight of my body getting really, really, really heavy towards the floor.
Like the floor is absorbing every single cell in my body, starting to be integrated with that ground. My hips are opening up to the floor, and I'm letting every single bit of tension just drop down. And I'm gonna close my eyes for a second. Just do a little bit of scan coming from my head, going all the way down to my feet. Trying to notice if there's any bit that's a bit more tense or uncomfortable, or if there are any bits actually that are very relaxed and like feel really at ease. So just really observing without judging, allowing all that scan to bring us some information over how we feel now. Staying for as long as we need in every spot. Very good. And I'm gonna start to ask my body when I'm back in my feet to be the heaviest of weights and find the minimum effort in order to bring me back to a seated position, whichever it is. And I'm gonna ask for that. Body, please bring me to a seated position with the minimum energy and maximum weight. And I'm gonna wait for it to happen, so try not to rush it, just ask for it. Let your body take its time to let that decision take shape. Try not to tell your body how to do it. Your body will know how to do it. And just imagine that sea creature like texture. How heavy can I feel? How can I use my own weight to find my way up to a seated position? Taking your time. That's it, really taking all the time you need. There is no rush whatsoever. Good. And we're just gonna stay in that seated position for a second. If you need a cushion, you can put a cushion underneath your bum. Otherwise, we're just gonna open those palms in front of us. Allow those palms to be right on top of your knees, and we're just gonna do nice soft circles in the shoulders. So really articulating through every single bit of that joint, and we're gonna reverse those circles. Great. Nice. Now I'm gonna have my hands in my head and I'm gonna make my skull very heavy towards the front. So I'm like really dropping it, getting into that neck stretch, and I'm gonna let that go down a little bit. And I'm gonna send my sacrum down to the floor to come all the way up. Good. And down against the really heavy skull. Let it be super heavy and allow the skull to melt towards your heart. Stay there for a second down there and see if you can breathe in that space in between your blades. And coming back up again. And I'm just gonna let my skull drop slightly towards the left, so I'm getting a little bit of a side stretch in my neck without going farther in this case. And I'm coming up. Good, and I'm going towards the right diagonal. Coming all the way up, releasing my hands down to my side and just doing a nice, very soft neck circle.
Just finding that mobility. Try not to force it. Very good. Make it really soft. And then the other way around. Closing my eyes. Back again. Just finding my breath for one more minute. Finding that groundness through my breath. Imagining my inhale is like a big bag of water opening up down in my pelvis and legs. How wide can it feel? How heavy can it feel? And letting that exhale be a little needle of water coming all the way up my spine and lengthening it. Just one more big breath. Wonderful. Slowly opening my eyes up, finding that space where I'm in, observing those textures, colors, little things I've got around her. Maybe I didn't really pay much attention to them today. Just looking at those little details. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing this space and being here today. I really hope you enjoyed. And if you did, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you can be posted of any news and updates. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please do. It's at AlbaBoldC. And it's mainly where I say when anything changes. So it's quite important if you want to be updated on anything that comes. And that happens through the channel. But yeah, if you did enjoy this, we're back next Monday, same time, for our Pilates session at 6 UK time and our stretching relaxation at 6:45. Now, if you want to learn Spanish, or maybe you're already Spanish, we've got our Spanish session on Wednesday, same time, so 7 Spanish time, 6 UK time. And tomorrow we've got a fitness session in Spanish, but the same session happens on Thursdays at 9 UK time in the morning. And the fitness session is just a mix of, it's quite cardio and much more like really adrenaline release. So if you're interested in that kind of class, that happens on Thursdays. And then we've got the morning awakenings in English that happen on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it happens in Spanish. So if you want to join the English one, that's at 8:30 UK time, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And yeah, so again, thank you for being here. You've got a donation link if you want to support the classes on the channel and keep it going. It'll be so much appreciated. But of course, otherwise, you're still very welcome. And it's such a pleasure to have this space and to be able to have this moment to connect to ourselves and to our bodies in this difficult time. So thank you for being here. Have a wonderful evening and hope you've got a nice, relaxing time and sleep very well. Okay. Have a great evening. Mwah. Thanks for being here.